Saxon Daugherty is the safety press officer with PennDOT, and you're here, Saxon, today to talk a little bit about Halloween safety for both parents who've got the kids out there and motorists who are driving around, right?
Sure. Yeah, obviously the last 2 years, we didn't really see trick-or-treating with the pandemic. It just wasn't happening in most communities. So this year we really expect things to get back to normal, and we're going to see that big influx of pedestrian traffic maybe this weekend if some communities do it a little bit early, but particularly next Monday on Halloween Day. So it's really a responsibility of both pedestrians and motorists to be safe, because they both have a responsibility. So starting with the pedestrians, if you're going to go out, especially at night, wearing dark colored costumes, you really got to be seen. So try to add some reflective tape or some sort of material that can be reflective on your costume. That alone will help motorists see you as they're driving through. At the very least, if you don't have reflective tape, you can also just carry a flashlight with you. That not alone is just going to light your path on the sidewalk, but also will be easy for motorists to spot. Another big thing that we see is people that aren't using designated crosswalks. They'll just try to pick mid-block and go across. And
that house is given full size right across the street,
and the kids run.
Exactly. And if you're a motorist, you're not expecting a kid to dart out in the middle of the road. So try to be as close as you can to the crosswalks, because that's going to help motorists be predictable and be seen. Those are the two big things to remember as a pedestrian. If you're a motorist, the main thing is slowing down. You kind of know when your trick-or-treating is happening in your community. That's very readily available information. So if you're curious, just pop on a website, look it up, or ask around. I'm sure people will know. So knowing those times will be helpful. You maybe can avoid those areas if possible and take an alternative route. But as you're going through there, just make a point to scan back and forth, looking for pedestrians that are crossing, and just make sure that you're traveling at a safe speed, because the slower you're going, the better reaction time you're going to be able to stop in case somebody does jump out. Same can be said about deer or dogs, whatever, that jump out. You just want to make sure that you have time to react.
I like it when the kids wear those the fluorescent necklaces and bracelets and stuff that kind of reflect, the glow sticks. That's a really great thing for parents to pick up too, to throw on the kids before they head out. That helps motorists to see you more clearly.
Yeah, anything that's light, it's very easily seen by motorists, is going to be helpful. So again, flashlights, reflective tape, any sort of necklace, those are all good ideas. You just don't want to be walking around in dark with black clothes on.
Yeah. And you mentioned knowing those trick-or-treat times for your community. We do have those posted on our website, erienewsnow.com. And should people travel in big groups, stay together? Is that easier for drivers to see?
If you're in groups, that can be easier to see, especially if you have young ones with you, real small ones. Make sure you're holding their hand as you go across the street. You don't want one of them to dart off.
Right.
You said they see the big house and they're getting excited for their candy, so it's hard to control the excitement.
They're hopped up on sugar and ready to go.
And maybe just have that conversation before you leave the house too with your kids, that remember, we'll get to everything, but you got to stay with me. And sometimes you forget all that in the hustle bustle of trying to get your kids dressed.
Are all pieces of the costume here. Exactly.
The other thing to remember as a motorist is you just want to make sure that you're putting away all those distractions. We say that constantly because we see it all the time with crashes. But just make sure you put the phone away, put it in your glove compartment where you're not tempted to look at it if it goes off. Set your music before you even leave your driveway or wherever you're coming from. And it's actually worst when you have a bunch of people in the car, because they might be the worst distraction of all.
Right.
Because they like to get your attention. They, hey, look at this on my phone. They're trying to change the music. So don't carry a bunch of passengers if you don't have to. Put away the phone. Don't eat or drink or put on makeup. There's literally thousands of different things we can give you an example of. And just daydreaming is considered distracted driving because it's taking away your attention from the road.
Right, just pay attention. Saxon, thank you so much for joining us.
Great
tips today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.